Welcome to Z Multimedia Online. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials on TikTok at Z Multimedia, LinkedIn at Z Multimedia, YouTube, ZTV, IDX, and Facebook at ZFMGH. Do enjoy this video.
Right, welcome back to the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM with me, Nitrebi Hammond, and that was Sisi Beidu, and he calls us one Afro Praise medley. Very powerful praise songs right there. But we get into our roundtable discussion for today, and I'm very excited for several reasons. But of course, today I get to sit with somebody I've come to love so much from afar, and I mean we've got closer over time. But yeah, I'm really grateful that I'm sitting with her this morning. Now, today we're having a conversation on something very important about relationships. I'm not talking about the flashy ones we see outside when the couples are smiling and all of that. I'm talking about the ones the relationship that actually goes on indoors, the ones we never get to hear about outside, the ones we don't get to say we dredge or something. And our focus this morning is emotional intelligence in relationships, managing conflict without breaking down. Because conflict, I know, is normal, but how couples actually handle that often determines whether the relationship grows stronger or slowly falls apart. And I'm joined now by Pastor Joella Dankwa Kofi. She's a relationship and marriage counselor. She's also known as Mama Gio. Mama Gio. Good morning. You're welcome to the Business Breakfast on Z.
You.
I think the last time you joined us, I think it was last year, and you joined virtually.
Yes. It was
with Pastor
last
Mike.
year. Yeah.
I'm excited to have you in studio this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me this morning.
All right, so let's get into our conversation. We're talking about emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Sounds like some very technical thing.
It really isn't.
So break it down for us. What does it mean in simple terms?
In the simplest terms, emotional intelligence means that when I come across you, I'm able to read the state that you are currently in your emotional well-being or lack of.
Okay.
So it will mean when I meet you, like when I met you this morning, I looked at your face, I realized you were happy. I realized that you were open in your posture, and that reads to me that you are in an emotionally healthy place.
Right.
It may not be true, but you've made the choice this morning, despite whatever that you may be feeling, to exhibit to the rest of the world,
Right.
I'm in a good place. That's emotional intelligence.
Okay.
So it's possible that maybe you've had a very bad morning coming into work today, but emotional intelligence is choosing to display to the world that my emotions are regulated.
Okay.
I am choosing to show positivity over negativity.
Right.
That's emotional intelligence.
I see. Do you think a lot of couples understand this?
Not at all. Because we go into relationships with the hope that our spouse will make us eternally happy, eternally comfortable.
Right.
And then that's what leads to the conflict. Why are you not making me happy in this moment? Why are you not making me comfortable? Why am I not seen? Why am I not heard?
Yeah.
Why can't you read my mind, so to speak, and know exactly how to behave? That also makes me behave right towards you. So when we look at it from that perspective in a relationship, many relationships fail because to be able to even have deeper emotional intelligence, we must have that dialogue, that communication.
Right.
If you and I will live together, then we need to have a conversation. What time do you wake up? What time do I wake up? What do you do first? Do you brush your teeth and bath, or do you bath and brush your teeth? It can lead to conflict.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Something as trivial as that?
As trivial as that. And I'm mentioning that as something that was between my mom and dad. My mom would say, brush your teeth, take your bath. My dad would be, take your bath and brush your teeth. And so, it wasn't something that led to conflict between them.
Okay.
Because, they had sorted out their differences. So in that case, when they were raising us, all they said was, as you are leaving the bathroom, just make sure you've had your bath, you've brushed your teeth. The order is no longer important. So that's emotional intelligence.
So they had to understand themselves.
Exactly. So if I'm going to live with you for whatever reason, we have to have the conversation to be able to understand one another. And then in understanding one another, I have to take that step further if you make a change to what you have explained to me is your normal daily routine, how do I react like that if it now crosses with mine? And that's where the couples have the issues. We've had a conversation, all right. We've had the counseling, all right. We've dated, all right, to get to know one another. So there's the moment that there is a slight change or shift in how we relate to one another, then that's where doubt comes into the relationship. That's where uncertainty comes into the relationship. And it's up to each of us to decide, how am I going to react in a way that keeps this relationship moving forward successfully? That's where the lack of emotional intelligence comes in. So this is why it's good to deal with your emotions and deal with yourself and work on your character flaws before going into a relationship. Know if your go-to, your coping mechanisms are very big in helping you be emotionally intelligent. So what's your coping mechanism? Do you go to anger? Do you go to silence? Do you need to throw things around? Do you need to leave the building? Do you need to be sarcastic? Do you need to develop an attitude? What is your coping mechanism when someone has not responded to you? And those are all some of the underlying things when it comes to emotional intelligence.
I see. But just before we'll talk about some of the things you mentioned.
Right.
But why do you think most people are not emotionally intelligent? Is it that we are not taught? Is it that we are not exposed? What exactly is it?
There are a number of aspects.
Okay.
Some are not taught. Some also are not understanding that in a relationship, relationships are sacrificial, especially if you're going into marriage. It's a life of sacrifice. I'm coming to do my best to serve you, and you are doing your best to serve me. You would have thought that immediately would demand for emotional intelligence. However, living with someone confined in a space, sharing finances, trying to raise children, trying to have children, perhaps by a certain timeline. Differences, even if they are both Christians, and then it's different denomination. All these things begin to rub each individual a different way. And then you realize you are now challenged. You are now challenged to actually use the tools you know that mean you are emotionally intelligent.
Right.
And what normally happens is that within yourself, you want to be heard. You want to be seen. You want to be understood. So it depends on the level of upbringing, education, and how willing you are in a relationship to learn from your spouse and to sacrifice and to come to a place of compromise. So if you are not willing to have all of these tools, emotional intelligence is not present. You have to be willing to listen, see your partner,
Right.
understand them, be willing to compromise, be willing to sacrifice something. Then emotional intelligence works. But if you are in a place where it's all about you, emotional intelligence will not work in a relationship.
I see. And what are the effects?
Gradually over time, you see things like resentment. You see things that lead to even bigger issues, like married folk having emotional affairs. I don't know if you've heard of emotional affairs, where
What's
so an emotional affair is where someone turns to a work colleague, somebody at church, somebody in the area for the love connection that they need.
Okay. Right.
So when we were younger, we used to do that a lot, let's say in school or in university. When you get up in the morning, you have a particular friend of the opposite sex. You won't say that they're your boyfriend, but you just like them.
Okay.
And by the time you wake up in the morning, you have a hello or hi. You send a sticker. What are you doing? By now, I know you're in the washroom. Hurry up and be fast. I want to meet you. You meet them for lunch.
Right.
That rapport. These days, they call it a work husband, a work wife. I don't agree with that whatsoever. But those are some of the things. And so your emotions are being supported outside your marriage.
Okay.
You are looking for love, care, attention outside your marriage. And that's what perpetrates towards an emotional affair.
Okay.
So when your needs are not met and you're not living with someone who is emotionally intelligent, to be able to read your cues and to be able to compromise how they want to react in anger, how they want to react under stress,
Okay.
how they want to react under duress, really, and not consider that my actions will have an impact on you. You have a memory. So if I come in here with the weight of the world, and as you receive me so warmly, I'm cold towards you, I'm not smiling, you're offering to help me with my camera, I'm flippant with you, that's my lack of emotional intelligence.
Right.
However, if I've decided, whatever that has gone on, I can put it aside because Trebi has no idea as to what's going on with me.
Yeah.
Is it fair for me to burden you with that? And then what does that do to our relationship in the future? So that's what leads to the breakdown between couples. We are not conscious of the fact that however that I choose to react to you in this moment will have a lasting effect because you have your memory and you will remember that. And even in the good times, my memory may bring back, but do you remember what she said? But do you remember how she behaved? But it causes doubt. It causes mistrust. Can I really open up to you? It brings about fear in relationships when you're dealing with someone who is emotionally unintelligent. Can I really open up to you?
We'll look at how somebody can become emotionally intelligent. We'll touch on some other things before that. But how much of the rates of divorce we record today is connected to the lack of emotional intelligence?
I would say up to about half. About half. Because I went down the aisle with you, stood at the altar, and trusted that you would take care of me. You know, we say for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, etc. And then to now come and live with you, merge my life with yours, and you choose. I'm seeing your choices. Day in and day out, because of a misunderstanding over an issue, you are choosing. You've made me a vow. You've promised me.
Yeah.
So that promise should be at the forefront of your mind with every decision you are making. And yet I'm watching you choose to break that promise you made to me and lean into the worst of our relationship with your choices, with your words, with your response. I tell you I'm sad, and you respond back to me for what? I tell you I need help with this, or every day you need help. What's wrong with you? I'm trying to reach out. You come home and you realize
You're too emotional.
You are too emotional. You need to grow up. Your mates are not like this. You didn't marry my mates. You married me.
Right.
These are my needs in the moment. This is what I am looking for in the moment. And you are supposed to be my person.
Right.
And fulfill those for me. And so now when I look at you with mistrust, I look at you with fear. I look at you with, you're simply not going to understand me. There's no rapport. Then the relationship becomes mechanical.
Right.
We smile for the outside world. But when we come home, the moment we drop our bags, we take off our clothes, remove our shoes, silence. Then you're going definitely downhill towards divorce and separation.
From what you said, it suggests that a lot of people, a lot of couples are today struggling simply because they've not paid attention to understanding emotions, essentially emotional intelligence.
Yes. And I think we have aspects of our upbringing where we are taught that when you lean into your emotions or you express yourself, you are weak.
That's true.
We are not also taught that going into marriage, be absolutely 100% emotionally vulnerable.
What does that mean?
It means, from a female perspective, I can really open up about everything that's going on in my mind freely. So we are married. I can let you know I have this money saved up, and I don't feel the fear that because you don't have your self-control when it comes to spending, disclosing that I have X amount of money saved is now going to be an issue. It's now going to lead to something else.
Okay.
It also looks like I can be open even with my, what do the young people call it today? They have a phrase for it. Is it in intuitive thought? Like any impulsive thing that comes to your mind, I can just share it, and let you know. For couples, one of the things that really divide them is if, as a married man, you are in town and you make the mistake of saying, "Oh, the lady that passed by is really beautiful." How dare you think that? When I'm your wife, what do you mean? I'm supposed to be the most beautiful person to you.
Are you saying it should be normal to say that
to your spouse and be comfortable? Yes. You are choosing in marriage that this person to you is the most beautiful. There's no dispute about that.
Okay.
But there are people in the world,
That
whether
are
you
beautiful.
like it or not, that I will be more beautiful than you. I should be able to say to my spouse, I think they are beautiful, because they are. The way that God created them is exquisite. And not have you react in your emotions back to me that how dare you think he or she is beautiful without me reacting in it from a negative place.
But doesn't it suggest in some way, somehow, that you are being careless with your words?
It's part
Because
of
if you
the
care about
vulnerability.
right.
It's part of the vulnerability in a marriage.
Okay.
We should be able to be one. That's the oneness. I know exactly how my husband's mind works, and he knows how my mind works. Someone should not be able to go to your spouse and tell them that your spouse said that they're on a diet, and as you left them to go to the restaurant, they've ordered everything on the menu, and that upsets you. Your partner should be on a diet, go to a restaurant. Someone will come and say, "Hey, do you know that your partner ordered everything on the menu? Didn't they say they were dieting?" And you will say, "Oh yeah, I know, but today is her cheat day, so let her enjoy herself." Perhaps it's not.
Right.
But you are understanding that that person is also reacting from an emotional place. And so it will not be an attack when they come back to you.
Okay.
You will say, "Oh, so and so said this happened at the restaurant," or you give them the benefit of the doubt to see if they will raise up the topic. And if they don't, this is where you are supposed to be emotionally intelligent for your spouse and say, "We need to have a conversation." Not from a place of anger, so waste of funds. They are going back on what they are aiming at, the goal of being fit. It also means that you are also going to bear the burden of hearing again that they haven't hit their weight loss goal for the month, and it's also distressing to you because you want the best for your partner. Yet here they are binge eating, and they didn't disclose that to you. So how do you want to handle that? Do you want to handle that with anger? Do you want to handle that with silence? How do you want to go about that? Someone should be able to disclose something to you about your partner, and you already know about it. You've had that dialogue.
And even if you don't know, your reaction to it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. And you see, even before we get to marriage, I advise whenever anyone comes to me for coaching or counseling, before going into a relationship, I always say to them, when you're going into the relationship, disclose something about yourself that is quite deep or heavy, that you don't mind the world knowing, and see how the person reacts to it. If they can look at this thing that you consider vulnerability and say, "That's fine, I can live my life with you," you have a keeper. If you have someone who reacts in shock, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that," and they're not able to come back to you even at a later date and say, "What you shared with me was quite heavy, but I appreciate that you did. And it makes me want to protect you. It makes me want to take care of you. I'm so sorry you had to pass through something like that. And because of that, I want to do life with you and be there for you." Because that was my situation when I shared my past with my husband.
Mike.
Yeah. He was very understanding.
Wow.
It rather made him more protective of me. And 18 years later, I feel 16, sort of like. That's how he treats me. That's how emotionally intelligent he is.
I think we should draw a line
Okay.
here so that anybody listening to us who probably shares something very sensitive like that, or was very vulnerable to their partner, and their partner reacted in a particular way, doesn't think that automatically they are not the right people for them.
No.
I think maybe Pastor Mike was, emotionally intelligent, but maybe the other person is not. They are not judging you or anything, but they are just not emotionally intelligent.
Right.
So I think we should draw that line so that it doesn't appear.
Oh, of course. But
Right.
that's the thing. In the dating scene, there are so many different things that you will sense
Okay.
and you will see. So as I said, it's one of the things that I encourage people to do. Drop something about yourself, which is true, and see how the person reacts. You are right, though.
Okay.
Because some people are very stoic. You will not see in the moment.
Yeah.
It will come out later. But also just for your peace of mind, to know that, and through further conversation, it will play on the person's mind. You can make reference to it in conversation, and you will realize the person either holds you with a certain respect for the fact that you were able to open up, or you begin to sense slight, quips and sarcasm about what you shared, slight looking down on you because of what you shared. They're derogatory with how they speak to you, not straightforward, but in the way they converse. And you realize, I have to be careful. My mind, my soul, my essence will not be safe in this person's hands.
I see. Well, let me just announce the phone lines in case anybody wants to join the conversation. It's only 30 minutes after 9. This is the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM with me, Nicho Hammond. And this morning, I'm sitting with Pastor Joella Dankwa Kofi. She is a marriage and relationship counselor, and she's joined us this morning talking about emotional intelligence in marriages, in relationship, in friendship, and every association. And we've spoken briefly about a few things, but if you've been following, you can send your comments. Feel free, send us a WhatsApp on 0544 321019, 0544 321019, or you can also drop a comment under our live stream. We're on Facebook at ZFMGH on Facebook, and on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Please drop a comment there and I'll read them for you. If you also want to call us, feel free to do that. 0544 321019, 0544 321019, and I'll give you the opportunity to share your thoughts with us this morning. All right, so Pastor Joella, let's talk about conflicts. Are they normal? Are conflicts normal in a relationship?
Conflicts are actually necessary in a relationship.
That took you by surprise. Why do you say that?
Conflict is necessary. I touched on vulnerability a little bit earlier. And you have to know how your spouse or your partner, your beloved, your intended, reacts in conflict. How do they handle conflict?
Okay.
You don't want to be caught unawares. For example, the best one that catches all of us unawares, road traffic issues, and how they respond to someone crossing them, near scratching their car. That's, a moment of conflict. And you want to know if you can either support or be supported in times of conflict. I share with couples that come to me with their issues that when it comes to conflict, there is conflict because there is a situation that both of us have not been able to put our heads together to tackle.
Repeat that.
I say to couples, there is conflict because there is a situation that you and I together as a couple have not been able to tackle. To find a solution for.
Okay.
However, many of us, when we have issues in our relationships, see the other person and their lack of finding a solution to the problem as the issue. I came to you with a problem. Or perhaps you caused the problem, or I caused the problem. And then in our dialogue, there is a lack of understanding. The issue is, I'm looking at you as the problem.
Okay.
But you are not the problem. There is an issue. You are not the problem. Perhaps you cause, you are the catalyst for things going wrong. But emotional intelligence in a relationship will tell you, my partner themselves, as they are standing here, body, soul, and spirit are not the problem. There is an issue that we need to tackle together. So conflict is important. Understand what my choices are when I am pushed, when I am triggered, when I am angry, when a circumstance, again, a situation, a problem has arisen, and I realize in the moment I don't have the wisdom or the tool sets to tackle it. know what my reaction is.
Is that a choice you talk about?
Yes. You have to make those choices.
What are some of the choices that people make in those moments?
Some people revert to anger, belittling, gaslighting, being manipulative, when they begin to realize they are the catalyst for the issue. Instead of admitting, emotional intelligence will admit, okay, I caused the problem. Emotional intelligence will say, all right, since I caused the problem and I don't have the solution, I'm willing to take your advice on board.
Okay.
For us to deal with it. For example, recently, not recently, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, I decided that our boys, the older ones, they're teenagers now, so I decided that we shouldn't discipline them anymore physically.
Okay.
It should be more speaking to them and having conversation because they're grown men. And, well, they proved me wrong. And when they got the understanding that, oh, okay, now whenever they do anything wrong, you know, there's no rigid discipline. It's instead we're going to sit down and we're going to converse.
Right.
They rather run with that. I had to go back to my husband and say to him, I've made the wrong choice. And I'm the cause of the problem, of the increased disrespect from our children.
Right.
And I don't know how to solve the issue. So I have to come back to you because you are a man, they are young men. You've been in their shoes. I haven't. My dad told me at 16, I'm not caning you anymore. You're a grown woman. Use the brain God gave you. And I appreciated that so much. I behaved better.
Right.
But I've given my boys the benefit of the doubt. And now what I'm dealing with, I couldn't. So I had to come back to my husband and say, I was wrong. The boys need a firm hand. I gave that judgment from one, me being a female, totally different mindset, totally different upbringing, and thought it would work for our young men, and it's not working. I've caused the problem. I've been able to admit I caused the problem, and I'm coming to you for the wisdom.
That's emotional intelligence.
That's emotional intelligence.
Are there instances where somebody can show a lot of emotional intelligence and in another situation they don't show that? Or once you are emotionally intelligent, it cuts across everything that you do?
No, it's a choice you're making. You can be emotionally intelligent in your home with how you deal with your spouse, but you lack the same emotional intelligence when it comes to your finances and your work.
Okay.
So you have to be very conscious, and for your relationship, this is where you have to be open. And when your spouse or others around you are pointing out that you lack in certain areas, if you are truly aiming to be emotionally intelligent, you will take those advices on board. So I can be perfectly emotionally intelligent in my home because perhaps I was taught that growing up. But then I wasn't taught to be emotionally intelligent, maybe in my workplace or with my finances or in public settings.
Right.
So I can be very nice, understanding, etc. with my children and husband. And like I gave the example of the traffic, get into traffic and be rude, insulting, condescending, and not have my emotional breaks in that setting. So I have to choose. We learn as we go.
Right.
We learn as we go. When I was a single, I had a set of tools that worked, and for me, in the area and the field of emotional intelligence. Then I got married. I had to promote myself.
Right.
And improve on that skill set and learn more. Then I had children. I had to improve. Then I decided I want to be an entrepreneur. Then I had to improve the customer service, working with people, placing your orders for goods, them not arriving on time, but you need to keep the rapport with your suppliers. And so you grow in it. If you realize and you understand the importance, how it has helped you, being emotionally intelligent along the way, you will make that your choice moving forward in every instance of life.
I see. Let's talk about some of the mistakes that people make.
Okay.
You know, couples actually they make. What are some of the common mistakes they make when they're trying to say, resolve a conflict? Now, you said conflict is necessary.
Yes, it is.
What are the mistakes they make when they're trying to resolve those conflicts?
Some of the mistakes made when one is trying to resolve conflict in the relationship is not listening. Even if, pardon me to say, you think everything your partner is saying carries no weight, allow them to finish.
Okay.
Let them feel heard, because that's the reason why there's a conflict and we are trying to solve it. So even if what they are saying carries no weight, they are doing the best to their ability. Respect that. Listen to them. Respond with respect, especially the ladies. The way we throw our neck, our eyes, our arms, the way we'll adjust ourselves when we are sitting down, etc. You get to realize it reads disrespect. And then our spouses feel disrespected and unheard.
Okay.
Let your partner speak to the end of the conversation. Respect them with your body language. It's not easy. Give them the eye contact. Unfold your arms. Be ready, because remember I said it's a situation that both of you are trying to deal with. So give them that respect. Don't make any comparisons in that moment that you are trying to deal with but this issue arose with so and so, and they didn't have a back and forth with me. They just took my advice. Why can't you? No. Allow, especially when you're in a relationship, allow your spouse or your beloved or your intended to speak without comparisons. It does not help the situation.
Right.
Control your anger. It doesn't matter how angry you are. Try and control your anger. Because once you introduce anger and you also become flustered, you will lose the brakes, the gears. And the actual point that you want to make is not understood anymore.
Okay.
So these are just some of
the things.
Yeah.
How about trying to win the argument?
There's no need trying. In a couple, in a relationship, we should win by solving and resolving an issue. Then we have won. Are we not a team? Are we not a unit?
Right.
It's me and you, right?
Yeah.
Together for life, and we want to deal. So it's not about winning an argument. It's about winning over the issue and the conflict. I should come out of conflict feeling heard, respected. My spouse paid attention to me. We've dealt with the issue. So when I come back and I communicate with you and I speak with you and we come back to a place of dialogue, there's no bad blood here.
Right.
But if I'm walking away feeling triumphant, I won that argument. I came out of that conflict on top. Most times we don't check how does our partner feel being on the losing team, being the one who lost the argument. We never really think about that. And now here your partner is perhaps going through, the mental distress of, I lost this, argument in this time of conflict. How is that really translating for them? Will they come back to you next time to speak? Will they come back next time to open up about a situation? Most possibly not. If you always need to come out the winner at the end of a conflict.
Right.
If you force for your way, but I'm right. Please admit I'm right. You know I'm right. Okay, you're right. But how does your spouse feel? At the end of the day, when they look at you, what lens have you put upon them to look on you with? So it's not about winning. It's about can we both solve this issue? And then at the end of it, how do you feel? Do you feel heard? Do you feel respected? Do you feel that I understood you? If not, let's leave the conversation. Take a break. Leave the issue alone.
But there are some people who would want to deal with it there and there.
And that also falls under emotional intelligence. Because we have type A people and type B people. The type A is very organized, need to talk about a situation here, now, and then, go-getters, punctual, etc.
Yeah.
So if there's conflict, I need to deal with it now. Have it shelved in my mind. If my mind goes to the topic, I've dealt with it. Then we have the type B. They need the time to think, to process, to think to themselves, how did I even play a part in this? So how do I want to respond?
Right.
Or does it need no response at all? Type Bs normally love to avoid conflict. So how at all do I even want to deal with this situation? So emotional intelligence will also tell me the person that I am in dialogue with about this situation needs time. And if you need time, emotional intelligence will also mean you will come back to your spouse and say, kindly give me a day to arrange my thoughts. You won't avoid the conversation altogether. Avoidance does not help conflict.
You've highlighted quite a number of things, but in terms of the mistakes that people make when they are arguing, I mean, when they are in conflict and all of that, you know, there are some people who also have that, who want to have that "I told you so" kind of moment.
Yes.
You know, so for instance, you've done something, they're speaking about it a lot of times, you're still not stopping that thing, and then they go like, okay, so just do what you want. You know, and is that one of the mistakes?
That is a mistake. If I love you and you love me, why do you want me to feel small or humiliated in that moment? By getting that "I told you so." What is in your ego that needs that? So I must work on holding my tongue.
Okay.
And thinking, how does this help my partner? Telling them, "I told you so." Now, this is where I had a viral moment on Instagram and TikTok. Because I said, instead of telling your partners, "I told you so," or "this is all on you," or "you are the fault," I said, in a relationship, say, "This is something that we are going to deal with. This is something that we caused." And that blew up and it became an entire different conversation. Because I said, when things are not going well in your relationship and in your marriage, you are a unit. So say we. Why do I want to tell you "I told you so"? And again, it means I'm the winner and you're the loser. It's slightly humiliating. It's disrespectful. And I think we need to consider that in our relationships.
Right.
I feel that some of us may have the spouses and the partners that may need to be told "I told you so," so that next time they behave differently and make different choices. And in that case, choose from emotional intelligence the right place, the right venue, the right tone of voice.
How about timing?
And the right timing. Know when to have those conversations. So my mom used to tell me she would get through to my dad, she'd have to wake him up at dawn. When everyone is quiet, the world is quiet. And he's already maybe gone to bed from about 9 p.m. So if she woke him up about 4, he's had some good sleep. And then she would have to have perhaps those kinds of "I told you so," or, you know, however that the conversation needed to translate. But you must also know the impact it's having on your partner. Now, if you choose that go ahead and do whatever, that also isn't intelligent, because you and your spouse are a team and you want to make every decision from a conscious place and from a place of trust. If there are 2 types of do whatevers, and most of the times if you're talking about the one that stems from conflict, it really means I don't care whatever you're doing. If you're going to sink our boat, carry on. If you're going to ruin our relationship, carry on. I don't care. I don't even have the time of day to pour into the relationship anymore, or to even try and guide you for the better of the relationship. And that's quite dangerous. It means you don't care.
You don't care. All right. 12 minutes to the top of the hour. This is Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM with me, Trebi Hammond. And this morning we're talking about emotional intelligence in relationships. My guest is Pastor Joella Dankwa Kofi, you're free to join the conversation. Send us a WhatsApp on 0544 321019. 0544 321019. And also, the phone lines are open. Feel free to call us. We'll give you a few minutes to actually share your thoughts with us this morning. We're streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Also, drop some comments there, and I'll read them for you this morning. Let's continue. So let's say there's somebody listening to us now, made all the mistakes, spoken very harshly to their partner, said I told you so, thought they won the argument and all of that, and today their relationship is shaky.
Yeah.
What should they do? How do they recover? How do they rebuild that trust?
My hope would be that the other party is open to forgiveness and receiving that forgiveness from you. If after this conversation you realize I've made a mistake with my partner, then go with the choice of saying I was wrong. Again, choose the place, choose the time. Be willing to take a tone of voice that shows you are remorseful for whatever that has taken place. Admit and stay on topic. A lot of times when we are hurt, we like to fetch, but you did this, but you did that.
Yeah.
Stay on topic.
Right.
I'm sorry for XYZ. I shouldn't have. I haven't been there for you. If you've betrayed your partner and you have not given them that emotional intelligence, you're going to have to go in with the most emotional intelligence you will ever master in your life. Because they may now be in a place where they don't feel that they have to afford you any emotional intelligence themselves. You've really run them down. So now in conflict, I don't want to respect you.
Right.
I don't care to humiliate you. I don't want to hear you. I will speak over you. I won't give you the time. And this is where, if you are going in for that reconciliation, you have to practice. This is your moment to shine and really put into practice what you've learned.
Right.
Stay on topic. You must not be the one to lean into disrespect. You must let them get to the end of their sentences. And let them know now you are willing to hear their heart. If there was anything in the past that they had asked for, anything that they had tried to draw your attention to, one of the ways of letting them know now you are willing is having it at the forefront of your mind.
Right.
This is what you asked for. I realized I was absent. I've come. I'm asking for forgiveness. I'm willing to do ABC. And let your actions follow through.
Right. Okay, we're trying to wrap up. Our time is almost up. But if somebody wants to build emotional intelligence, what are some 2 or 3 things that they can begin to do today to be able to build that emotional intelligence?
You need to start by self-assessing.
Okay.
How do you react? Have a reflection over your life on how you react in times of conflict. Try and remember how people have also reacted to you. Some people are very proud of the fact that, the moment I step into a place, everybody's afraid, everybody scatters, everybody. So go back and think over yourself. When I was already in a time of conflict, what was the result?
Right.
You need to do a self-assessment. Then you need to learn how to be assertive. Positive assertion is the key to all emotional intelligence. Assertive means I am going to speak to you and choose to leave anything that gives this conversation a negative vibe. I'm going to leave disrespect. I'm going to leave my attitude behind. I'm going to leave comparisons out of it. I'm going to choose not to humiliate you in this moment. It's not that I want to win. How do we solve an issue? So these are all the things that I'm going to look at to begin the journey of becoming emotionally intelligent. You really have to study the people that you interact with. What makes them feel heard? If you're not a good listener, you're going to have to learn how to be a good listener. You have to learn to give people that patience. If in your mind you're always drawing diagrams and really compounding on the issue and making it worse, then you've drifted. You have to learn how to stay on course.
On course. How do
If
you learn it?
It's in your mind. You have to be conscious of it.
Right. Okay.
It's a training, so you have to be conscious. Today we're talking about emotional intelligence. I've touched on so many different things,
yeah.
but we haven't now branched into the after effects of childbirth. So we've stayed on topic intentionally.
Okay.
So it's intentional.
It's intentional.
You may be angry, you may be sad, whatever the issue is, but intentionality in conversation and in conflict is important. You're going to learn to listen, you're going to learn to be respectful, you're going to learn to be very us against the situation. And how have you felt afterward? We need to learn also to check in after conflict. How do you feel? Okay, we've had a conflict. We didn't understand each other. How are you? We are done with the conflict. We have to learn how to check in. How are you? How do you feel afterward? Do you feel better? Do you feel worse? Should we talk about it again another time? These are also important.
Let's say there's a couple listening to us, or maybe some two individuals who are hoping to enter a serious relationship. What would be your advice to them on conflict management as they get ready to get into the serious relationship?
They should look at conflict as opportunities to get to know one another. Embrace it. It's healthy. Don't avoid it.
Okay.
Use the conflict to really look into your partner's mind, how their psyche works, and choose to solve the issue in the conflict, and see that your partner is not the problem. There is a problem to tackle.
Pastor Jola, thank you so much. Thank you. Is there anything
welcome.
we haven't touched on that you'd want to say before we go?
Before we go, I would encourage our listeners to realize that conflict is inevitable. I think that's how we started this. I said conflict is necessary.
Yeah.
I said it's necessary because it helps us to know how best to work
All right.
with one another. Now, I'd like to leave our listeners with, don't shy away from conflict. Use it as an opportunity to even see how emotionally intelligent you are, to see how you've grown, how you've matured. Every conflict should be an opportunity for you to go back and take notes.
Okay.
On your own growth, your own maturity. Because age sometimes does not really perpetuate emotional intelligence, unfortunately. It doesn't.
Right.
And we see those sorts of situations around us a lot in the world.
Yeah.
You know, you have an elderly person and how they reacted to a situation was uncalled for. So we should use conflict to assess our level of emotional intelligence. If a conflict comes your way, don't run away from it. Don't shy away. Embrace it. Do I have the tools?
Right.
Did I listen? Was I mature? Was I understanding? At the end of the conflict, does the person feel seen?
Right.
Do they feel heard? Can they appreciate the dialogue we had? Or have I left them feeling emotionally depleted? Have I left them feeling disrespected? Have I left them feeling unheard? So embrace conflict and learn from it.
Well, thank you so much for coming. We're really, really grateful. I'm sure we'll have further conversations. Yeah, but okay, let me see what I want to say for later. All right, but thank you so much. Really grateful that you came.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. So that was Pastor Jola Dankwa Kofi. She is a marriage and relationship counselor, and she joined us this morning. We've been talking about emotional intelligence in relationships, managing conflict without breaking down. Very important conversation, and we've touched on so much. I mean, we talked about a lot of bits and pieces of everything this morning, and so you're free to actually go to our social media platforms. On Facebook, we're at ZFMGH. But the video is also going to be on our YouTube at Z Multimedia. Feel free to visit and play back this particular conversation we've had this morning and get to, spice up your relationship life going forward. And so that's how we wrap up today on the Business Breakfast on Z 101.9 FM. My name is Nitrebi Hammond, and we're back again on Monday for some more interesting conversations. Until then, please keep listening to Z 101.9 FM.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And also do follow us on all our socials. On TikTok at Z Multimedia, LinkedIn at Z Multimedia, YouTube at Z TV, IDX, and Facebook at ZFM GH.